Okay, I'm not even going to. I want you to introduce yourself because I read your bios, and I just know you as Alan. And from what I understand, Alan, my name's Carl. I'm going to go with Carl all day. I've used it all weekend long. Your bios say you've been karting for just a little while, and occasionally you've been on a podium. And from what we read, you're a Mountain Dew fan, and your favorite subject in school is recess and all that fun stuff. Now I get down to the serious stuff. First of all, welcome to the Midland Motorsports Park Control Tower. Tell me really who you are.
Alan Rudolph, obviously, karting champion. Been racing since I was 9 years old, as young as these guys that just got off the track. And so it's been a part of my life pretty much forever. And so I was going to have a little fun with you commentators, writing down some silly stuff on my bio there, just to have a little fun with it.
I have one question to ask you, and I was asking Bill this question, and he said, something, we just need to find you and truly ask you. And the question is, and you may have heard us talk about this earlier, I spent many years on the U.S. Luge team. I've had a chance to be on center stage for winning national championships and things like that. And I've also had an opportunity to represent Team USA and put on a United States of America team jacket and realize that I'm not the national champion anymore. I am representing America. What is your thought? What do you think inside? Is it more special for you to be a national champion or to represent Team USA?
Well, for me, it's all important. At the end of the day, I want to win races and win championships, and I've been successful doing that. But for now, my only goal is to win the Worlds. I've been trying to do that the last 2 years, and the first year there in Portugal was a learning year. You wouldn't think I'd have something to learn, but I actually learned some stuff there. And then went back last year and NOLA Motorsports and was the guy to beat. Was up front, qualified on pole, won all the heats, and then racing luck happens. And ended up finishing 12th. And so my only goal right now is to win the World Championships and represent USA. It's pretty cool. They've selected me to be team captain the last couple of years, and so being team captain, representing the USA, and bring home the gold.
What are you going to do different this time? You said you got a little bit of world experience. Do you have a different game plan?
You know what? The only thing would be is a little more patience. I think in the final, it's a long race. I was very focused last year, and like I said, qualified on pole and won all the heats. But then in the main, it kind of goes out the window. Everybody gets crazy and starts over driving and gets aggressive early on. And I think you just got to be patient. It's a long race, just like the race today. It's a 20-lap race out here. It's a long race. You don't want to be a hero in the first corner.
Absolutely. As Ken Maxfield was saying, that what was neat about Ken is that he was saying it was like Moses parting the waters. All of a sudden he'd gone from 11 or 9th spot. All of a sudden he finds himself up front.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very good approach when you say you just need to be patient no matter what happens on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And Sunday is all about the championship and all that is put behind you, and you just focus on patience. And it is a long race, and we're seeing it here time and time again. In each category, patience is the key. Yep. Stay healthy. Enjoy winning.
Yeah.
And as I always tell my kids back home, my 7-year-old is a Nordic jumper. And I said, as long as we go, when you sit on that bar getting ready to fly, make sure you're prepared. So prepare yourself for Team USA. I'll keep an eye out for you. Best of luck, safe traveling, and keep the tires on the asphalt, my friend.
Thank you. I'll do it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot for coming up.
Thank you.
All right, we are back in DD2 Masters final to clinch a spot.
Well, thanks for coming up, Richard. First of all, thanks for coming up. And as I was talking to Alan and just thinking about the words he was saying, there's a lot happening. Get me up to speed here.
You got a lot of guys had technical issues. Some of them got hurt, so the field just got smaller and smaller as the week kept moving forward. But there is a big battle in the front. You got Mike Jones right now leading the pack. Mike Jones, a two-time Team USA member, and in third position right now is Eric Jackson, who out of California, who did his first Grand Finals in Dubai in 2011, and the very famous Jordan Musser in second place right now. And I'm telling you, we could be surprised. This could be an interesting battle. The top two guys will make it to Team USA, and in fourth position, Conrad Park, who right now is about 4 seconds behind. So you're going to be surprised. 17 laps to go. These guys could give us an incredible show.
Well, I'm excited. I'm glad you're having chance to come up here because I know you're busy on this Sunday game day, you might say, as we look to the south of us, or I'm sorry, the west of us, and you can see position changes already. As I look due west of us, you can see that rain cloud and the rain coming down over there in the small town of Grantsville as our leaders are coming into 3 and 4, coming in, so that's 5.
Still Mike Jones from DKC on his Sodi Kart leading the pack right now, followed by Jordan Musser out of Coppell, Texas on his Burrell Kart, and Eric Jackson out of Long Beach, California on his Tony Kart.
What are your thoughts so far from the finals we've had earlier today?
For me, you said out of my, I'm busy. Saturday and Sunday, I'm not busy anymore. Josh Smith takes care of everything that has to do on track. I take care of everything that has to do out of the track. So we, all the parties, the sales meeting, the training, all this stuff, that was my job until Friday night. I was almost on vacation. So I'm lucky to enjoy these races. And these races have been uneventful, been extremely exciting, but I want them to be safe, and that becomes one of the most important things for me as a promoter. But right now, they're giving us quite a show. I mean,
it's been fun. It's been really fun.
Is this your first time doing karting, Carl?
It is at this level. I've been out here at Miller Motorsports Park for several occasions, and I've always had an opportunity to walk over here and talk to Justin and his team and watch this up close. And I've been behind in a kart a time or two. But a public kart, you might say, a rental kart. And this is the first time at this level in each of the 7 classes. It's mind-blowing. And I think the thing that surprises me the most, Richard, is the family involvement.
It is a family sport. And a lot of the guys, even the older guys, come with their parents, their brothers and sisters. And even some of them have their, look at that storm out there, eh, Carl? We got to check that out.
Look at the wind, though. We'll have to see what happens here.
But right now, still 1, 2, 3. These guys are being patient. I guess they might start pushing a little bit later, wait for the other guy to make a mistake. But there is a little bit of a cell on the, I guess this is the west side of the track, right?
Correct.
West side of the track, a bit of a couple of lightning bolts hitting the Salt Lake. So we will see what happens.
It is crazy up here in the desert, a mile high.
And then you look on the other side.
You're ready
to
play
golf.
golf.
Just hitting on the mountain. Oh, no, it's Bill Wright. It's not sunshine, it's Bill Wright.
It's the total eclipse of the sun.
And the problem is that the wind just shifted. So the wind just shifted, and it's taken the storm towards us.
So once again, if you're looking at this west shot here, you might see it here. Oh, we're looking at due east right now from this shot.
Because it's funny, you look on this side, it looks like the flags are going to the right. And you look on the left, looks like the flags are going to the left. Am I right?
That's correct.
All right, still Jones, followed by Musser and Jackson in third, and in fourth, Conrad Park, I should say, out of Conrath, Texas. $13 laps to go next time around, 12 laps to go.
12 laps to go as they're coming across the start-finish one more time.
Jones in first, second, Musser, Jackson in third.
Down to 3 and 4. Conrad Park crossing the start finish as the front 3 are coming through the carousel.
Fastest lap is Musser on lap number 5, so a few laps ago, and Eric Jackson just turned in his fastest lap at 58.797. So Jones got a bit of a gap, like 2-3 kart lanes.
As he looks behind him there as they're coming to 13, 14. Bill and I have had just a lot of fun, Richard. We're watching these karts in all classes coming in and really, really grinding it out into thumb. And then we're seeing a lot of position changes that come through there. And it doesn't make a difference which class they're racing. When they get into that 13, 14, and 15 combination. That's been real fun, a real spectacular section of the track here.
New fast lap set by Mike Jones at 58.688, and he increased the gap by 1.5 tenths of a second. So Jones seems to be extremely calm and giving out a good, hard, and fast pace out there. And I bet you Musser's going to have a hard time in a few seconds because Jackson is turning in a little bit of a faster lap. Oh, a little mistake here from Jackson.
Leaders coming into 13-14. Now that low pressure, that storm cell there over in Grantsville, which is on the west side of the track here, seems to be moving a little more north. So that storm cell seems to be avoiding us here.
Not as dense as it was, if I'm not mistaken.
If we could just get maybe Bill Wright to fly a kite out there.
Jones
Fly a
again,
kite out there over on the west side of the track.
Well, these guys are turning. Watch the lap times here. 58.787 for Jones, 58.806, and 860 for Jackson. So these guys are
they're quick,
doing a good job, but they're very close. So Jones driving his Sodi Kart out of Union Valley, Texas, owner of Dallas Kart Center with our good friend Kevin Ads, who I say hi with all of his family here, right next to the scoring tower. I bet you Mike's wife, Cherie, is watching online. Cherie, looks like we're going to be traveling again together this year if everything goes well for Mike. Mike was in the first time came to Portugal to do the grand finals. It was a very exciting moment for him. Won the Pan American Championship that year at Jim Kiesling's track in, are we halfway? No, we got 9 laps to go. Jones just set the fastest lap once again at 58.661. Doing a good job, just keeping the pace.
In a quick pace, running 58s.
But Musser and Jackson are going to have to work together to catch up to him because
he just looks back there as they're coming on 12 into 13 to see what kind of a margin he has, what kind of gap he has over. Fastest lap right there being posted, Mike Jones, 58.661. Conditions still holding.
Stay tuned, guys. We're going to have the DD2 final.
That should be another entertaining race.
Absolutely. Great names in there. Brand new Team USA member, Gavin Reichelt, young man out of Rhinebeck, New York. He's starting in 3rd position. Nick Neary, multiple Team USA. I think he's been to the grand finals at least 3 times I can remember. Michael Ilavia, who passed Alan Rudolph on the last lap. Great job by Ilavia, a young kid out of Houston, Texas.
Through 13, 14 one more time, coming up to 15. And they cross the start and finish once again. Jones up front, just ran a 58.661. Musser in second with the 58.718. Eric Jackson, 58. Oh, last time correction was a 58.893.
Exactly.
And then a 58.753 for Jackson.
Yeah, these are the fastest time on the right-hand side. So Jones just pulling away gradually. He's now 6.5 tenths ahead of Musser. He's been showing extremely good consistency here.
Out of the thumb. Conrad Park still way back there as he works his way into the box.
Next time around, 6 laps to go for Mike Jones. What's going to happen?
Starting to get a little closer there between Musser and Jackson.
But Jackson doesn't seem to be able to get glued to that rear bumper of Musser.
Coming in and out of the box. There he goes. It's getting a little closer now as he's coming through 8 and 9, approaching the kink. Looks inside, makes a position change in the thumb. Can he make it stick? He does make it stick.
Jackson just moved to second.
Yeah.
That's
But he might just relinquish that spot. Nope, he holds it.
That's for that transfer spot. It's very important here.
Mike Jones just posting a 58.598. But Eric Jackson, card number 586, pulls it in the second spot. Into 3 and 4. Now 3, coming into 4. Driving through the carousel. Got a sights on Mike Jones, but Mike Jones is well up ahead.
1.4 second ahead. They were 8 tenths behind, and all of a sudden, because they tried, Jackson made a pass on Musser, that slowed them down considerably.
But he sees him, especially when he gets into that 12-13 combination. Approaching the last chance series of corners, through last chance, taking the straightaway, crossing the start finish.
5 to go for Mike Jones.
Leader through 1 for Jones. 2.
Little lightning still on the west, but it seems to be moving away. You can see the rain, eh?
Yeah.
You look over there, you see the rain curtain, but it's. I think it's out of reach for now. We're pretty good. We're lucky.
Yeah, we've had some. I've been out here for some crazy thunderstorms where you see it coming, and then it's literally 100 meters away, and all of a sudden it just steps on the circuit on the track there, and then just shuts you down. And then within an hour, it's gone past, and then we're got the blowers out. We're back to full racing again. Here comes Jones.
4 to go for Jones, and the gap is now 1.49 seconds on Eric Jackson and 1.9 on Musser. Musser is going to have to stay close to Jackson, otherwise his chances to go to Spain are going to be almost impossible.
As they all come through the carousel. Starting to stretch themselves out, 1, 2, and 3. As they come through, this will be 2 laps when they cross the start finish. This will be 2 laps when they cross the start finish.
So we can talk about, let me talk to you about something. The grand finals now this year. What is interesting, Carl, the difference is that the go-karters do not come with their cart or their engine. They are provided a brand new cart with a brand new engine. So everybody's running on the same chassis, same engine. So this year we have 4 new partners that are going to be doing, while they go through the start-finish line for 2 laps to go. We have the Burrell chassis is going to be used, if I remember correctly, for junior. We have the Sodi cart, who's going to be used for the senior. CRG for DD2 and Praga for DD2 Masters. So you should see the start-finish line when you come up for the kart raffle. You have about 300 carts lined up on that.
Wow.
Brand new carts. It is an impressive picture to see.
It's a great program. White flag getting ready to be displayed here.
I think he was practicing his white flag. Next time around, Mike Jones is going to get the final lap. Here we go. Last lap. Musser's going to have to push as hard as he can to make it up on Eric Jackson. It should be really tough. Yeah, all of them just turned in their fastest lap all at the same time. And, of course, the fastest one was Mike Jones. Second fastest was Musser, but not by that much. Like half a second. Half a tenth.
Yeah.
On Musser. Is he coming in? Oh, on
A little
Jackson.
closer, but not enough, though,
No,
I don't
no.
think, as they're coming through out of the box into the kink.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be almost impossible now.
Let's keep an eye as they come through the thumb. No pressure there.
Smooth Mike Jones. Flawless race for Jones. He's been extremely fast, gaining a 1.5 second lead on Eric Jackson. Here we go. Mike Jones going to
Hand
Valencia,
up.
Spain, followed by Eric Jackson and Jordan Musser. Fourth place will be Karan Park, coming in a little bit behind. But, yeah, Jones, 2 arms up in the air, very happy. Mike is an extremely competitive person, very emotional guy, gives everything he has. Going to be a happy one.
Well, he's going to Spain.
All right, that was my farewell
Well,
commentator.
I'm glad you had a chance to
experience
come
here.
over, because now that you've come and now leaving, if you look due west of us, Richard, through the West Paddock area,
Ooh.
ooh, that's a
Oh
good
my
choice of
God.
words. Ooh.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah,
It's
that's
one of
not
those things
good.
where they say, ooh, you stopped lifting weights, didn't
What's
you?
going to happen there? But the wind seems to be. I'm having a hard time figuring where the wind is blowing from. Are those flags blowing towards us or away? So, yeah, we'll see. Mike Jones, look at him. Good job, Mike Jones. All right, Kevin Naz jumping over the fence.
Congratulations to Mike Jones, your national champion in DD2 Masters, and deservedly so. So we're making our way around the track with the checkered flag flying. I want to take a moment to, and I want you guys to listen because you don't hear this very often, but earlier today I made a mistake, and I want to correct it. I know it's hard to believe. No. I thought I was wrong once, but I was wrong. And but earlier today I was talking about drivers slowing down and trying to get to a certain position at the finish. And Florida has so many champions that I sometimes run their names together. And I accidentally named Nick Neri as one of the drivers that was disqualified at a Florida Winter Tour race for slowing down at the finish line and causing a pretty good-sized accident. I was incorrect. And I want Nick to know that I apologize profusely. I know that Nick is smarter than that. I won't name the drivers who actually did that simply because I've made one mistake.
Is that why
now.
you've been pacing around, because you knew you made a mistake?
I have absolutely no faith whatsoever in my ability to get this accurate anymore. So I'm going to just say that I know for a fact I was wrong about Nick Neri. And Nick, my apologies to you and your family and your crew. And now go out there and show us what kind of guy you are, as he's going to start right up near the front here in our DD2 final.
That was huge.
Outside of the front row, in fact. And our DD2 drivers, speaking from them, are leaving. Now, there is rain just to the, what side is that?
That's west.
West. They're just west of the racetrack. There is
And
rain.
speaking
and
of that, they
heavy
will
rain.
not stop this race. Okay,
So
they're
the
not gonna-
officials have said,
except for lightning.
so
which
the
is the
officials have
standard.
said this. These drivers are now all aware that if it starts raining, unless there is lightning, they will not stop this race. It is the driver's responsibility to react to the conditions. It's not unlike if sand started blowing across the track and they lost grip. They just have to adjust for the conditions. So even though they're on slick tires, if it starts raining, the drivers have been told they're not going to call this race. They're going to have to finish in whatever conditions they have, barring lightning, which, as we all know, will shut a race down every time.
Well, and now that you've said lightning, that's a industry standard in all
Events.
public facilities. Lightning just, at work in
Shut
Utah,
her
Olympic Park,
down.
we shut her down 20-minute blocks.
Top 10 because they're on their formation lap now. Carl, your pole sitter has been dominant. I mean, that's the only word I can say to describe this guy's performance here this weekend. Out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Alessandro Bresson is the pole sitter on the number 448.
Sitting right alongside Kart number 417, Nick Neri.
Three-time national champion. Looking to be only the second driver in the history of the U.S. program to win in Mini-Max, Junior, Senior, and DD2. Only one other driver's done it. Nick Neri's got a shot at it here today. Gavin Reichelt in the third spot, that driver out of Rhinebeck, New York, on the number 482.
Kart number 457, Jonathan Kotick.
In the fourth spot. Yavia with a super run right at the end, getting by Alan Rudolph for the fifth spot, will start fifth.
Starting in the sixth spot, Kart number 477, Alan Rudolph.
Senior statesman, greatest of all time, arguably. Christian Bird in the seventh spot with a number 424.
Starting in the eighth spot, Kart number 418, Nathan Adds.
C.J. Cram in ninth.
Saber Cook, Kart number 431, making it the 10th spot.
Roll into the starting lanes, Alessandro Bresson is your pole sitter. Just to his left is the three-time national champion Nick Neri. Really slow roll up here. It's very unusual to see him roll in this slow. Nick Neri looking to get a good start. So far it looks good, and we're racing. Green, 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 green.
Now as we look at that back end already jumping around.
Boy, Bresson really throwing the car around, making sure everybody knows he means business. Nick Neri into his second spot. I believe that's Gavin Reichelt has moved up. Gavin into fourth. That would be, no, it is Gavin. Gavin Reichelt into the third spot.
Well, speaking of positions, look due west of us. It looks like that weather's passing us.
It does look like at the moment that we're not going to see any of that rain. We'll see as they make their way through. Right now, up front, Bresson with pressure. What happened to Neri? Neri goes to the point. Here comes Gavin Reichelt. So Neri does what he's got to do. And gets
big
to the
bump,
point.
big bump. It wasn't a bump, it was a smash.
Reichelt going for the second position and does so. This is the first time since this morning that Alessandro Bresson has seen anything but the front of this field as Nick Neri goes to the point. Gavin Reichelt gets by into second. Here comes Bresson trying to get his positions back. As they make their way down into one, Neri gets pushed to the outside, and both Bresson and Reichelt will go by.
Someone's going around.
Jonathan Kotick trying to get in there as well as he almost goes by. Look at that, Alan Rudolph up into fifth. Rudolph to fifth.
Keep an eye on Rudolph. Bresson up front. Nick Neri, Kart number 417. Always keep an eye on him. They were bunched up. There's a gaggle of carts going into corner number one. I thought for sure someone was going around.
Neri's got a run on Bresson down into the kink. We'll see if he does anything. Again, there he goes down the inside into the thumb, and he takes the spot. Neri goes back by. Bresson able to slot right big and behind him now.
Outside in.
Oh, that's going to get contentious right there.
Outside
Jonathan
in.
Kotick is adding his name to the mix here.
Fourth moves to third, third to fourth.
Yep.
Reverse of positions there.
Bresson back to fourth now as the OGP teammates get up front. Bresson's going to have his hands full trying to get back by Jonathan Kotick. This is not how I think Alessandro Bresson pictured this happening right now as he finds himself in fourth place with Gavin Reichelt leading, Nick Neri second, Jonathan Kotick, the teammate of Neri, in the third spot. That's a formidable duo that you're going to try to get by there for Alessandro Bresson. Reichelt out of Rhinebeck, New York. A little bit of a problem going into the exit of the box there, and this is going to give Neri a run. Neri has been super hard on the brakes down into...
Right there. Here it comes through the kink, into the thumb. Can he hold it? No, he loses that spot. Look at that outside in. Eye contact with both drivers. Going deep, looking for the inside line. Not happening.
That almost, got crazy as Kotick tried to shove it down on the inside of Reichelt, but couldn't quite get there. Neri to the point. Reichelt second. Kotick right there with pressure from Bresson as they make their way to the line.
That was just one lap. That was a lot of excitement. Watch this. Look at that. 4 wide, back to single file. Fourth to third. Neary moves up a spot.
Bresson fighting for second now. Reichelt still in that spot, but Bresson moving by Kotick. They make their way into the carousel now. Neri looking good, opens up about a 1 cart length lead as they make their way down to the box.
Coming into the kink, Bill. This is where we saw a lot of activity before.
Neri's really
Nery's
quick.
coming in. Watch this. Dropping
Bresson
in,
goes
dropping
down
in.
the inside. Here comes Kotick with him.
Two of them.
Reichelt back to fourth. Almost loses the car coming out of the thumb. Bresson charging back to the front. Fastest lap, last lap, Alessandro Bresson. 58.098.
I got a feeling that Nick Nery, that's just going to be his trump card, coming hard out of the kink into the thumb.
Nery's got his head down, setting fast lap that time at 57.968. Nick Nery wants this one. Setting fast lap on that lap.
Especially you want to stay up front because who knows what the weather's going to do. I keep saying it's going to hold as the wind kind of shifts again. But keep in mind, we're in a valley here. Due north of us is the Great Salt Lake. You got the Stansbury and Ochre Mountains on the east and west side of us. We're in a valley here. It's crazy as it sounds, so we get a lot of sporadic wind conditions. Fastest lap, Nick Nery posted right there, 57.968.
Yeah, and it looks like he's putting down another flyer as he looks to be pulling away from Bresson right now. The gap past last time by the stripe was 0.535 of a second. As they make their way back to start-finish, we'll see if that gap is going to open up or if it's going to close.
This competition brought to you by the Dallas Karting Complex. You're watching Kart Racing Network, KRN, here at Miller Motorsports Park.
Okay, here we go. 0.535 was the gap last time by, 0.400. So Bresson able to close up by over 1/10 of a second, and he throws down fast lap of the race while doing it. A 57.798 for Bresson as he closed the gap on Nery. Got a good race further back in the field for 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. That would be Sabre Cook, Christian Bird, C.J. Cram, and Nathan Mall having a great race back further in the field. Up front, looks like Nery may have opened the gap up a bit. No question, Alessandro Bresson rolling away from him, and we've got raindrops on the windows here in the broadcast
Here we
booth.
go, because we're not shutting this one down. Alessandro Bresson is currently the fastest.
It is starting to rain in earnest now, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a lot of
Heads
water
up.
on the windows here. People are
Support
starting to
teams,
scatter.
Mechanics darting for umbrellas and cover. They're going to go all the way to the end on this one.
Bresson right on the back bumper of Nery now. Nery's trying to defend down into one.
There
He's
he goes.
taking a
Look at
hard
the outside.
look.
Here he goes, Bill.
Bresson,
Not
side
enough.
by
He goes
side.
too deep.
Can't get her done.
Looking for that outside in, side by
Bresson
side racing, touching,
Trying
rubbing just a
the
little bit.
outside. He can't quite get there.
Here he comes in the carousel, Bill. He might get it here.
Nery able to run a defensive line there. Once again, really shallow on the entry. Nery's biggest disadvantage here is he doesn't know what the grip level's like when he moves into these corners. He's the first guy in. He's taking a big chance. He's got his right foot down, and he goes charging through.
You've got to go big.
Bresson closing up as they exit off of the thumb. He's right now on the back bumper
Watch
of
the Bresson
Nery.
inside, not enough. Nery blocks just a bit. He can't necessarily slow down the pace. He's got to go full blast here because weather conditions are going to change.
Yeah, Bresson right where he needs to be. Right where he needs to be.
Coming out of last chance.
Working lap 7 of a scheduled 20 laps.
Here we go. Nery looks over his shoulder. Here comes Bresson looking over his shoulder once again. Who's going wide? Kotick, not enough.
Jonathan Kotick's trying to get up there, and he's there. Now we're going to have a four-way battle again here just a minute as Nery and Bresson are running super defensive lines, and that's letting everybody catch up.
Look at Kotick coming in the inside.
Yep, Bresson's going to be in trouble now. Kotick putting the pressure on. Nick Nery knows if he can get his teammate on Bresson's bumper, that's going to work to his advantage, and there you see it. Ooh, Bresson almost threw it away. Charged into the box.
The visors are wet. Keep that in mind. Starting to get limited visibility.
Here we go. Bresson down the inside of the dub. Takes the spot.
Watch Nery, though. Watch Nery.
Reichelt takes advantage and goes by Kotick, excuse me. Woo, man. Lots of action here in DD2. Here comes Michael Liavia. He's going to add his name back to this mix as well. Oh, that's Nathan Adds. You're right. I thought the colors looked wrong there. That is Nathan Adds that's moved up.
There's no more additional rain on our windscreen here, or on our. So keep an eye
Bresson
on that.
leads. Nery second. Reichelt third. Jonathan Kotick fourth. Nathan Adds up into the 5th spot now. adds. Yeah, these guys have slowed down almost 3 seconds a lap, so this rain is definitely having an impact on the racing here, as they are now about 3 seconds a lap slower than they were just a few laps ago. Look at this, Reichelt now starting to put pressure on Nick Neri for that second position. And it is, that's right, one guy in the back, but the whole field now is closing back up. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cars very close together near at the front of the field. One car that is not quite as close as it used to be is Bresson, as he pulls away a little bit at the front. The gap last time by, .221 as Bresson crosses the line. Let's take a look.
Okay, this is going to get busy.
.495, almost 0.3 of a second. Bresson pulls away. A 58.429 versus a 58.703.
No changes in the first 6 karts. Alessandro Bresson separated a little bit near. He's getting pushed back here.
Working lap 10, we should see halfway this time by.
Bresson through the kink. Or I should say approaching the kink, coming out of the box. Kink now.
Reichelt with pressure from Kotick down into the thumb.
Watch this. This is going to get busy here. Single, single, no changes.
Into the all-important 13 and 14. Made a lot of difference here this weekend at those corners. Bresson now settling into a rhythm. He's beginning to open up the gap even more. Last time by, .495 was the gap. This time, I don't know, Neri might have closed it. .523, nope, again, about 1/10 second and fast lap of the race. 57.722 for Bresson as he continues to try to pull away at the front.
As they're coming through the carousel once again.
One thing we want to point out here, Nick Neri already has his ticket to the World Finals.
Oh,
is that Reichelt? Who is that? Ed spins out of the top 5 as he comes through the box, has a problem and spins out. That's going to put Reichelt 3rd, Kotick 4th, and now that's going to move Michael Yavia up to the 5th spot. I think we might have, was that contact between those guys? We didn't see it. Very unhappy young man over there right now. The gap now, .407. Nick Neri goes fast lap of the race to close the gap. Nick goes a 57.582. Less than 0.4 of a second now separating those drivers as they make their way to the carousel. Working lap number 12 of the scheduled 20. Nick Neri closing the gap. That's the first time I think we've seen Neri closing the gap this late in the race. And let's talk about that. Remember what we were talking about earlier?
Yes.
Alessandro Bresson ran very hard for most of the pre-final, and we questioned whether that was a smart idea.
We'll have to see, because we say most. We're discussing the fact that it was at least 12, 13 laps of hard racing.
Yeah, fast lap after fast lap after fast lap. We kept saying he's using his tires up.
Let's check his times again.
The end result would be that Neri, he would slow down near the end of the final as his tires go off. Right now, Neri setting fast lap, and he's closing on Bresson. .407, .336. One again. Nick Neri resets fast lap and closes the gap again.
33 hundredths of a second. 33 hundredths of a second gap between first and second. Coming into the carousel.
Wow, did Bresson use him up in the pre-final?
Oh, fastest lap, Nick Neri being posted on your screen thanks to the Kart Racing Network, 57.538.
He closes his gap. He has pulled in over 0.2 of a second over the last 2 laps, and he is ever closer now. He's making his charge down to the thumb where he's been very good down here.
Here he comes, here he comes.
And he's now within a kart length of Bresson for the lead. Bresson with a good run off the thumb opens it back up.
Running comparable lines through 13 and 14. Up into the S's. Out of the S's, approaching last chance. Here it goes. Once again, getting ready to cross the start-finish line.
Oh, I think he's opened the gap up. .336.
Good line, good push.
.408. Bresson resets fast lap. 57.481. Opens the gap up just by a few hundredths of a second.
Neri, look at Neri. Had a great line going into one.
Closing it up. Bresson 57.481. Throws down a flyer.
Coming through the carousel. Approaching the box. He can see him. He can feel that opportunity. Let's keep an eye as they're coming through the exit of the box, approaching the kink.
Nary's really good through that left-hander coming out of the box. Closes the gap. Once again, good down
he sees
into
it.
the
He gets
kink.
so close going into the thumb. Hitting his mark through 13 to 14. Now let's see if he can carry the corner speed. Chasing down Alessandro.
Gap last lap, 0.408, 0.343. Nary goes quicker and closes the gap on our leader. Kotick still trying to reel in Kevin
bump
Reichelt.
goes to the outside. Neri goes to the outside. Looks to the inside.
Was it a
He's got
mistake
it this
by
time.
Bresson? They have contact. Nary goes, goes by. Nary to the point. Bresson with a problem, loses about 5 car lengths.
He's lucky to lose five car lengths. For a moment there, it appeared that they were both going into the soft twirl of dust.
Look at how much Bresson's car is sliding around, man. He's got a really ill-handled car at the moment. Nick Neri opens up a huge gap, and now we're going to see Gavin Reichelt closing down on the back bumper of Alessandro Bresson. Reichelt has proved that he can be quick. Here's a replay. Neri goes up the inside. A little bit of contact right there. Once again, a little contact. Neri jumps the curb. Oh, into the side of Bresson. That was not pretty.
Fortunate.
Got it done.
Fortunate. And that's all that happened there. Is
Was that all set up by a mistake by Bresson going into turn one?
Bresson jumped over the curb there right into
turn one, and Neri fought back.
Starting to reel him in. A little bit of rain again.
Raining again. It's raining again.
Nothing but the finest entertainment here at the Miller Motorsports Park. Precipitation. Precipitation.
Spoken like a true producer.
The 2014
There
Cold
is
Stone
water
US
falling
Grand
from the
Nationals.
sky. I wouldn't call it rain yet. That's awesome.
In Utah, we cherish.
Oh, here goes Bresson.
Oh,
whoa, what a big
inside,
move down
inside.
into the thumb. Here comes Neri back at him. Man, I got to give Bresson credit. That was a huge move down into the thumb. Neri trying to fight back now. Neri fighting back. They make their way back up to last chance. They're working lap number 17 right when they cross the stripe. They're working lap 17 of 20. We're running out of time here. Running out of time. Neri deep on the corner, tries to go up the inside again.
This is what he did last time.
Man, Neri's setting up that last pass right there.
He likes his carousel move. See how
here he goes, side by side in the same position. It goes back by. Neri shoves it in, going to the carousel and takes it back. Reichelt on the back bumper. Kotick now going through. And Reichelt takes it right back. Wow, these guys are hard at it here as the laps wind down. Once again,
look at that,
Bresson
right back to the inside.
down into the thumb.
Watch Neri, watch Neri. He's got to go to the outside. He's got to go to the outside. Now look to the inside. Not enough. Alessandro's going to hold on. Bumping. Alessandro's must have power slid out of there.
Looked like I'm not going to say it. That looked like
tire failure?
a somewhat brake. Okay, it was a brake check. Okay, it was a brake check. All right, that's what it looked
we'll
like.
We'll see
to me.
brake check. The precipitation
Everybody's shaking
starts
their
to,
head. Yep,
build
that's what
up
it looked
here.
like to me too. So we'll go from there. All right, Bresson now did not gain himself any friends with that move. We'll see what happens as the laps wind down.
Oh, big back end starts to come free there, going to the corner number one. Oh, one of the carts. Oh,
Look
it's
at
getting
how
a little
deep
slick out
those
there.
got.
They're getting slick out there.
Ooh, lightning, big strike just to the east.
You're going to have that if you're looking east, but let's focus on what's happening in front of us.
Big lightning strike just boomed down to the east of the track here.
Taking the wet line, the safe line now. It's starting to come down a little harder. I'm going to call it rain.
Yep, they're working
Now
lap
they're shutting it
18.
down.
They'll get 2 to go this
But
time
you gotta
by.
be
Neri
careful.
goes up the inside
You
on
got to be
Bresson.
careful. You can't give it up because of the conditions. But if you go
Bresson
if you're too aggressive, you're going to come right off the course.
Yeah, Bresson charging awfully hard for the current conditions.
Watch this 13-14 move.
Right now, you're going to see the drivers moving up on the wheel, trying to unload the rear end. Going around the outside. Can he get a run? Bresson able to close the gap.
Nick's coming around through.
Inside goes Neri.
But can he hold it? Keep an eye as he comes through the last chance.
It's gotten really wet. Two
He's
to
got to
go
give her
to
no.
the
He's
line.
got to
Here
let
we
her go.
go.
Two to go. Watch this though. Watch this in corner number one. This is where it gets tricky here. Too much momentum. You're going to go too deep and get into that twirl of dust. Here he comes. Here he comes. Alessandro breaks that back end free. Nick Neri through 3,
man.
now 4.
Nick ran a beautiful line through there, was open to open the gap up a bit more, but here comes Bresson. Oh, whoa, there goes Neri pulling a big gap now.
Into the box.
Bresson,
Middle of the box,
once
looking
again,
out of the box,
Bresson-
coming out of the box.
Bresson closing the gap, but he almost spins again, and Neri opens it back up. Bresson charging a little too hard.
Through
and
the
Neri
kink.
now.
The Neri's got to just have a nice smooth line through here. Takes it way deep, oh!
Bresson's
Alexander's
off. Neri's going to cruise. Nick Neri.
Whoa!
Woo, big lightning strikes. We got to get this one down. We get this one in the books, folks.
One more when they cross the start
Big
finish.
lightning strikes out there. I would suggest you take cover, ladies and gentlemen, as we've got lightning very close to the facility. Neri comes across
He's
to get
got
the
a-
white
Neri's got
flag.
one
He's
more,
got
one
a
more,
huge
one more.
lead.
Come on, Nick.
Huge lead for Nick. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Neri, if he wins, will be only the second driver in the history of the U.S. program to win national championships in Minimax, Junior, Senior, and DD2. And it looks like he may just get it done.
He's got to slow her down. He's got to hit his marks. Back
Look at this
end, break
battle
it
for
free.
second. Again, there's transfer spots into the World Finals on the line here. Reichelt goes up the inside. He can't get it done. Kotick going up on Reichelt and goes by Kotick into third. Oh, man, Nick coming through the box, coming through. You can see his throttle foot shaking as he goes through the box. Bresson
keep an
looks
eye on
solid in
Nick. I'll
second,
keep
but
an
here
eye.
comes Kotick now at battle for second and third.
Here they coming to the thumb. Heads up. Watch this. This is going to get busy in here. Looking
Nick
out the window.
Neri
No changes.
running the wet line.
Outside in, or just
Bresson
in,
under
in,
pressure.
in,
Here goes Kotick.
Oh,
Here
yeah.
goes by. Kotick the second.
We knew that was coming.
Bresson charges up. Another big lightning strikes. I'm telling you, folks, find some cover. Some big lightning strikes.
Watch
going
it.
on.
Coming on last
Bresson
chance.
up the inside.
Last
Nick
chance.
Neri's going to
Last
win
chance. Head. 3
it.
across.
3 wide coming onto the finishing straight. Bresson's going to come back.
Bresson's going to do it.
Reichelt comes home third.
Holy mackerel. Great job.
Find some cover, ladies and gentlemen. Big lightning strikes coming down here at Miller Motorsports Park. Unofficially, Nick Neri, the second driver in the history of the program to win 4 national championships in 4 separate classes. Alessandro Bresson fast all weekend. Just didn't quite get it done at the end. Gavin Reichelt coming home in the third spot. Jonathan Kotick in fourth. Alan Rudolph charging up into fifth spot at the end. Michael Liavia sixth. Christian Berg seventh. Nathan Mall eighth. C.J. Cram coming home in the spot, and Nathan Adds rounding out the top 10. Well, excitement indeed. Nick Neri comes home, the second driver ever. I think now that makes 3 drivers with 4 national championships. I got Dave Cole. Where'd he go? We'll talk to Dave Cole, who I know has a big stash of statistics in his computer, and I know Danny Formal has 4, and he has 4 in separate classes, Mini, Junior, Senior, and DD2. Nick Neri now has 4, Mini, Junior, Senior, and DD2.
Carl Ripke? No.
No, not Carl Repke. Jordan Musser has 4. He has 3 in Senior and 1 in DD2. And I think that's all of the 4-time winners in the U.S. National Championships. But no